What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Daniel Banks, aka DJ Fine, CEO of J2. We are Jersey Magazine and Jersey Diamonds, and I'm here with Miss Tyler Marie.
Hey.
I was waiting for it. Miss Tyler Marie is from all over the place, but she's in Jersey. She loves Jersey more than all those other places. But we have a lot to get to know about her. Her new single's out, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. It dropped in March, and it's dope. We got a lot to talk about, so stay tuned and watch this. Definitely. So, it's Tyler Marie.
Yes.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Looking lovely, of course.
Thank you.
So, she's an artist, and she does all these other things. She's also an actress, too. So, we have like a lot to get to know about her, so definitely check this out. So, let's back it up a little bit, right? When you were in acting school, right? When did you start acting school?
So technically, I've been acting since like 5 years old.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I was in my different. I was in various like performing arts recitals, like musical theater. A lot of that. So I did a lot of that as a kid, and then in high school I did drama club. So I was just always acting, and just making music like on the side.
Okay.
So, yeah, I've been acting for a long time. And then I went to college and then started taking it really serious.
So when did you actually go from acting school to now being a music artist?
Actually, a little over 2 years ago.
Really? Okay, so a short period of time.
Yeah.
Just going hard in the pavement since you started.
Right, going
Absolutely.
in. But I've been making music for like a long time. I want to say like before 15 years old, just writing my own songs, making beats on my laptop. I use Fruity Loop Studios.
Yes.
I also use a little Logic.
Okay.
But,
see the skills, you see it.
So yeah, just writing my music, and then a little bit over 2 years ago, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start recording these songs.
Yeah.
Like they're just sitting in my notebook. I'm gonna actually start recording and putting them out.
So what was some of your early titles to some of the songs that you wrote initially? Like what was some of your early titles?
I have some crazy titles.
Like was it something that it was maybe portraying something you went through earlier in life, or was it just like things that you've seen that you wanted to talk about? Like what was some of the songs you had?
I would say a lot of the songs that I write are like based on true stories.
Okay.
True events, love stories, bad, everything.
Yeah.
So I have some crazy titles though. I have a song called Don't Laugh.
Okay, I'm trying not to laugh.
I have a song called Old News.
Okay.
Like you are old news.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of crazy titles. A song named Julie that I wrote about a person named Julie. I know, but yeah.
Now, did you actually make those into real tracks now? Like now that you've started this whole music career and everything, have you actually find yourself going back into the archives and now actually producing them and making them on beats?
Yeah, some of them actually. My first song that I put out, Nightmares, that was I put that out 2019, and that one was in my archives, and I was like, yeah, let me record Nightmares.
Yeah, that's dope. And what made you like go back into that? Like, because sometimes we don't like to revisit some of the things that we've gone through in life. So what actually made you now want to be like, you know what? Let me actually make this song come alive. And did you produce the beats behind those too?
Yes, so I did make the beat for Nightmares, and yeah, I was just in that vibe.
Okay.
As an artist, if you're sad, well, for me, everyone's different, but for me, if I'm sad, I'm gonna write a sad song. If I'm happy, I'm gonna write a turn-up song. So at that time, I was dealing with like a ex type of relationship, that type of stuff. So I was like, I gotta put Nightmares out right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
That's actually really dope, because a lot of people don't like to go back into those emotions and be like vulnerable and show like that side of them, but you even expressed it from a young age. It was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it into now. You've been doing this for 2 years and now you're making it come alive. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's talk about this Houston, Atlanta, Vegas single, right? So you just dropped it. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. It's streaming on all platforms, so make sure you go check that out. Tell me a little bit of the story behind the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. Obviously, it talks about going those different states, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas. And so just tell me what that means to you. Like, what made you put that track out?
Okay, so yeah, it's Houston, Atlanta, Vegas is so much deeper than just what I'm saying in the song.
Yeah.
But it's for me putting this out, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, it's just me embracing that, I've traveled, I've been places. At one point, my mom was living in Houston, so I was living with her. I was going to school in Los Angeles. I moved to Atlanta at one point. So that's really what the song is about. Just me embracing these cultures and putting it into my music.
Yeah. And was there any difficulty with maintaining, I guess, certain relationships and goals when you were moving around so much? Like, was it something that you were still in school? Were you into music? Like, what was going on around those times that you were really kind of moving around with just life in general for Tyler?
That's a really good question. So yeah, even in the song, I'm talking about, hanging with the demons, getting wasted.
Yeah.
So,
it's catchy. It's very catchy. Yeah.
So yeah, there's temptation everywhere. There was a time where I wanted to focus on my music, but I probably wasn't in that mind space where I should have been.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely.
But now you're even more focused and hitting the
But now I'm focused. Now, definitely.
Absolutely. And are those places that you would actually find yourself going back to and even like performing that kind of a song, just like Houston, Atlanta, Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that you would find yourself even going back to those places and revisiting some of those grounds and kind of giving back? Or was that something that you would say, you know what, I kind of want to put that in the past, but the Houston, Atlanta, Vegas is just kind of what helps me move forward? What would you say?
Exactly. I would say it's definitely in the past.
Okay.
Definitely in the past. But it's still a part of me. And
so now let's talk about a little bit of your upbringing, right? So she is the daughter of a very well-known artist, you know what I'm saying? And what does that do as you grow up, like for you? Like, is it hard to remain humble? Because, obviously you're around everywhere. So Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, that right there says a lot about moving around and being versatile. But as far as now you becoming this music artist and almost following the steps of your father and everything, but even making your own legacy now, what is it like remaining humble and just having like still this personality that I'm still approachable, but sometimes there's certain times I have to stay focused on certain things? Like, what is it like for you in staying humble in this aspect?
So for me, it's super important to stay humble.
Yeah.
I think it's just knowing yourself.
Yeah.
And just staying strong, I guess, and not letting things get to your head. And I think in my life, I went through like an ugly duckling phase. Okay. So I kind of know, I just don't let things get to my head. Even when people compliment me, I'm like, really? Yeah. Thank you. So I think that's very important to just stay humble.
And what would you say to a lot of upcoming aspiring artists like that have this drive and they're doing everything by themselves and they're independent, like as you are? What kind of keeps you pushing at the end of the day and just hungry for more and more and more? Like, what kind of keeps you driven and goal driven for continuing this legacy that you're pushing towards?
People.
Okay.
I would say my motivation is just it's just my passion. So it's just all I know. It's all I want. So it's just staying focused is my passion. Being successful is my passion. I do have a legacy that I would like to reach. So it's just getting there, seeing the bigger picture.
And even during those times where you might get like writer's block or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Because I know that can happen a lot. Like, what is it like for you to still continue to push? And like you said, sometimes we don't want to revisit certain things we went through. Yeah. But expressing that in your music and then touching other people's lives, like, does that make it continue all worth it to just continue to push those?
Yeah, definitely worth it. Even if you go through the hard times or the writer's blocks. Yeah. I know I have writer block sometimes, writer's block. And when that happens to me, I just kind of take that time to rewire and take a little bit of time off social media, just start writing, and then it will flow and it'll come right back and everything will be good again.
So what else are we looking forward to from Miss Tyler and Marie 2020? What are we looking for?
Just a lot of good things.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say too much.
Yeah, don't say too much. We never get too much, but just a little bit.
Right.
Come on, give us a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You can expect a music video coming out. Definitely. That's.
So Houston, Atlanta, Vegas?
I can't say, but multiple music videos.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's a lot of music videos. Are we expecting any more singles or like even a possible album in the future?
You can definitely expect some collaborations coming up. I'm really excited about this song that I'm in the process of working on right now.
That's awesome,
So yeah.
Now, do you continue to make your own beats still, like to this day? Like, do you have like the time to do that? Like, how do you balance all these different things
Well,
on a regular basis? I guess we should just go to that part. How do you balance all these activities on top of like just being the artist that you are and then the personality that you are? Like, how do you balance all these different things?
well, right now with this whole like Corona thing going on, this is like the perfect time to write and actually just like stay focused. This is the perfect time to like lock in and make beats and you know, lock yourself in the room and say, okay, I'm going to dedicate 4 hours to making music right now. So this is a perfect time for that. But yeah, I still make my beats. A lot of people send me beats, so I do have a lot of amazing options. So, but as an artist, I'm still learning. So I'm putting my beats out, but it's just so much growth. So.
Would you say that you like doing a lot of collaborations on your actual songs, or would you say you like doing independent songs by yourself? Like, what would you say is kind of like your lane that you like to stick to, or is it versatile?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. There's certain songs that I like it, and I'm like, I want the first verse and the second verse. This is my song. And then there are other songs where I'm like, I think someone should definitely be on this. So then it's like a certain particular artist.
That's awesome. This Tyler Marie is in the building, gave you a lot of gems. She gave you a little bit of what's going on for 2020. How can they book you and follow you, everything?
You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Tyler Marie. And just hit me in the DM and we can go from there.
You heard it here first. Miss Tyler Marie is in the building. We are Disney Magazine. We appreciate her coming. See y'all soon.
Jersey turned up entertainment. Entertainment.